welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, January 12th, and I'm your host, Kiki Thaxter. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, Jack McCarthy visits the Coakley Middle School construction site. We see what's smoking at Smokehouse Barbecue. But first, Mark Ryan, Director of Public Works, recaps the first snowstorm of the season.
Hi everyone, Mark Ryan here from Public Works Department, giving you an update on the snow event we had on January 6th and 7th. DPW crews arrived to start work, a salt crew at 4 p.m. on Saturday, January 6th. This crew goes out and pre-treats the road before any snow comes, sort of puts a Teflon coating on the roads per se with the salt, so keeps the salt from sticking. The storm was projected to be here by 8 p.m. Took a little bit longer. Got here just around midnight. We had a full complement of DPW in at 11 p.m. and this is on Saturday night, the 6th. And then we had our contractors, our complement of contractors coming in at midnight. Storm started actually falling and accumulating around midnight, 12 a.m. on Sunday, January 7th. And it proceeded to dump a little bit of snow right away. And then just as everyone knows, being at home, it just snowed steadily but lightly for most of the morning. Around 10:30 in the morning, DPW, things were progressing well. We were caught up, so we sent our contractors home at 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. And then 1 o'clock, that second blast, as they predicted, came roaring back. At 10:30 in the morning, we had about 3 inches. And then from 1 o'clock, 1:30 to about 4 o'clock, we picked up another 3 inches. So DPW crews stayed on the job plowing right till 9 p.m. And then we have a final operation of a salt crew going out at 9 p.m. and they stayed till about 1 p.m. Putting out another round of salt out there to melt everything, because we were going to experience a quick freeze, temperatures drop, so we wanted roads to be safe come the morning for the morning commute in school. During this whole operation, we do have sidewalk crews out there. We have 6 sidewalk plow routes. They stayed on that the entire time from 11 p.m. Saturday night to 9 p.m. Sunday night. And they were right back at it the next morning. As every storm, particularly with school the next day, DPW crews head right out. They start clearing crosswalks, areas where crossing guards are working. We clear those out. We go around town cleaning up some of the crumbs left around. So all in all, we did pretty well. It was a long storm. Those are the challenging ones. Got about 6 inches total. Nothing that we can't handle. And then on Tuesday night or Tuesday morning, DPW crews went out and started clearing out around the center of town in anticipation of a large rain event coming. So all in all, we did pretty good. It's a learning experience each time. Each storm is different, but DPW did well, contractors did well. It was good that it was on a Sunday. Most of the people stayed at home, which was great, helps us out. So all in all, things worked out very well.
When Norwood News returns, we learn more about Smokehouse Barbecue. Clayton Cheever delivers the first moral moment of the new year, and Ron Marshalsea updates us on sports. Hungry people, beware. The newest living local will make your mouth water. NCM takes you to 917 Washington Street inside Mr. Frank's to get to know Bob Desmarais and the Smokehouse Barbecue.
At 917 Washington Street, located inside Mr. Frank's Food Mart, you can find the one and only Smokehouse Barbecue. Owner of Smokehouse, Bob Desmarais, has been at this location for just over a year now.
I'm the owner, I'm the chef, I'm pit master, if you can say that, because I have electric smokers. So Smokehouse Barbecue, it's not regional, it's really what I like. For years I lived in the Caribbean, and I had a lot of friends from southern United States, and they all made barbecue. And some made it from this, and different styles from all over the place, and I kind of picked what I liked from where I liked it and just kind of made it my own from there. I've been in the kitchens and cooking for 40 plus years. Spent a lot of time, dozen years down in the Caribbean. Again, introduced to a lot of different types of food, a lot of different regional foods, global foods down there. So it was eye-opening as far as cooking goes. I have a passion for barbecue, a passion for food in general, but barbecue in particular. It's always been right up my alley. Enjoy the slow smoked meats. It's just mouth-watering. I look forward to coming into work every day.
In addition to loving what he does every single day, he also loves the customer base that comes with being in a town like Norwood.
So I've only been here for 23 years, but Norwood there's no community like it that I've seen in my travels. It's a wonderful home feeling, and the people here are amazing and phenomenal. Wouldn't be anywhere else. There's tremendous clientele here. Honeydew, Mr. Frank's are wonderful people. They've been, phenomenal to me. The customers are great. And I get to do my thing.
If the name Smokehouse seems familiar, you might remember the old location in South Norwood.
I had down in South Norwood, had Smokehouse Grill. It was a little bit different, very similar, a little bit different menus because I had some different equipment. But here we're just takeout, and so I don't have steak tips. There I had a grill, I had steak tips. Here I don't. There's not many barbecues in the area, for one. Another thing, like I said, a lot of places go sort of regional. This is Texas barbecue, this is Carolina barbecue. So I'm really kind of a hybrid of, I think, just what tastes good. All barbecue is good barbecue, but you got to cook it with love. Otherwise, you're not cooking if you're not cooking with love, right?
If you're looking for a meal for the whole family, or you just want to try something different for lunch, you can always head to Smokehouse Barbecue at 917 Washington Street. You can also order online at smokehousebarbecuego.com.
The Coakley Middle School construction update moves inside this month. Let's take a look at the progress made.
Well, we are here for our first of the new year in 2024 updates on the Coakley Middle School construction. It's January 4th as we shoot this, and I'm with Bethany King from WT Rich. And what's been going on since the last time we were here?
So since last time we had our topping off ceremony that you guys were here to film as well. So steel is finishing up now with what they call detailing, but they're pretty much done now with Zone A. We've also poured a couple of floor slabs, so that when the concrete actually goes on the steel decking that's there. And then you can also see there's some wood blocking around the perimeter. So we have some carpenters here starting to do all that work. We got the MEP trades laying out. We got a lot of people here these days.
So there's a lot going on both up and down.
Yep, up exactly everywhere in each zone as well.
So it's kind of a funny thing because when you start a project, you start from the ground and you move up.
Yep.
But once we put the roof on, it's going to be the opposite?
Yeah, so we go ground up and then we typically pour the slabs down. It varies project to project, but in general, you want to get that roof on so your building becomes tight and you're not letting water in the building. So once your roof is on, you can start working down. So the project plan here is mainly to work from C to B to A, which is east to west, and then four down.
And just remind us, which one is C to B to A? Tell me which one is which.
C is the one closest to where we're standing here, which includes your gym, and then A is on the opposite side of the building, and it's basically split into thirds.
And where's the auditorium?
The auditorium's in A.
Okay.
It's on the edge of A.
All right, very good. You said something about the steel detailing. What does that mean?
Basically, when they put the steel up, they just put the steel pieces up, but then they have to come in and finish all the welding and so the steel can be up and erected, but then they have the ironworkers come back and they what's called detailing, which is really finishing all of the connection points. And when they do that, they also put on the decking, and then once they're done, they turn the whole area over to us. So for while they're still doing that work, it's under the ironworkers' control, and then when they turn it over to us, we put some railings up, and then we can have access to the deck.
Okay, and what again is you say the carpenters are up there doing the wood for the edges of what is that? What's that going to be when it's done?
So when you can see right now the edge of the area that's not wrapped, if the camera can show this later, is the edge of the gym, and you can see the wood on the top. Eventually that gets wrapped with some waterproofing and then some metal panel, which is a thin piece of metal, and that becomes kind of an edge detail around the top of your building. And then you have various metal panels and fiber cement and windows and brick and the whole thing that makes your whole enclosure.
So a lot's been done, but a whole bunch still has to be coming.
Oh, we still got a lot to do for sure, and a lot of different trades coming. These days we have about 50 people on site, but it's going to do nothing but ramp up from here.
All right, I know you have to run to a meeting, so we'll be back with Luke Apone from Vertex. Thank you. I almost wanted to say the old company name. From Vertex, and thanks for being with us, and we'll be right back with Luke. As promised, we're with Luke Apone from Vertex, and he's going to tell us what we can look forward to in the next month or so.
Sure. So as Bethany mentioned, we've started to pour the concrete slabs in Area C. We have the roof slab and the ground floor slab left to do in that area of the building. We're targeting completing those by the end of January, and then we'll head into Area B and eventually Area A. As concrete continues through B and A, the miscellaneous metal subcontractor is scheduled to mobilize to the site and begins installing the staircases. He's going to install staircase number 2 to begin with. That's the stair over by the auditorium, which will go all the way up to the roof. And the mason is also scheduled to mobilize to the site in the next few weeks to begin to build the elevator shafts out of the CMU block. And then the fireproofer is the next trade in, which will start to spray on the spray fireproofing on the steel beams and columns starting in Area C as well.
And what's the wrap that's around
So
there?
this plastic tarp wrap we have here is just to keep heat in the building. We have some temporary heat sources to allow the steel to warm up to receive the concrete as well as the fireproofing material. Based on those products, they have to be installed at certain temperatures.
Now, in the old days, you probably wouldn't be pouring cement in this heat.
Yeah.
It's a different formula of the cement, right?
It is, yeah. In the old days, you'd work your schedule around it to avoid it, and now with these projects, the schedule is so tight and so aggressive, we've come up with other ways to get heat in and keep this project going during the winter.
Sounds good. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right, well, thanks once again.
Thanks, Jack. Happy New Year.
Thank you, same to you. And we'll be right back with more Digest.
Library Director Clayton Cheever is back with January's edition of Moral Moment, and he has some exciting announcements.
Happy New Year, library lovers. Welcome to the Morrill Memorial Library, Norwood's public library for everyone. I'm Clayton Cheever. I use he, his pronouns. I'm your library director, and I'm about to give you a heaping serving of inspiring events and resources you won't want to miss. When you think library, I bet the first thing you think about is books. Of course we have books, lots and lots of books, and I'll talk about some later, but we also have so much more. On Tuesday, January 23rd, we have the next gathering of our Teen Anime Club. We'll be watching episodes from Crunchyroll and noshing on some fun snacks. It's all happening on an early release day for Norwood Public Schools. Register now, teens, you don't want to miss this anime celebration. For our grown-up crew, I'm personally presenting a program to help all of us always look at the bite side of life. On Monday evening, January 29th, I'll be demonstrating the wonders and woes of AI, that's artificial intelligence. Lots of you have been asking for a program about this topic, so I'll be your tour guide for a captivating exploration of this rapidly evolving landscape. Registration is a must, so mark your calendars. January is National Crafting Month. Unleash your creativity with Craftsy, an online haven for makers. From beginner basics to masterful techniques, dive into a world of fabric and yarn crafts, baking brilliance, drawing delights, and beyond. Elevate your skills, spark your imagination, and let Craftsy be your guide to endless creative possibilities. Craftsy, where inspiration meets instruction. Find it by signing into the Libby app you use for ebooks and navigate to the extra screen, or just navigate through the online resources page on our website. And now, what I'm sure you've been waiting for, our hand-picked book recommendations. Dong dong! The legendary Neon Monster has returned for Chinese New Year in this delightful book by Andrea Wang, illustrated by Alina Chow. With horned scales and wide, wicked jaws, Neon is intent on devouring Shanghai, starting with Jingling. The old tricks to keep him away don't work on Neon anymore, but Jingling is clever. Will her quick thinking be enough to save the city from the Neon Monster? Continuing on the New Year theme, I've also brought Chinese Menu by Grace Lin. This is a great book for families and more advanced younger readers to learn about the history, myths, and legends behind some of our favorite American Chinese foods. From fried dumplings to fortune cookies, this book is bound to delight. Learn the connection between Siam pancakes and pizza, how dumplings cured a village's frostbitten ears, and what wonton soup tells about the creation of the world. Check these two books out to get ready to usher in the Year of the Dragon next month. All right, my seasoned readers, get ready. Delight in the artful use of words in this vivid collection of poems by Jenny Shi, titled Eye Level. Sometimes I like to pick up poetry books and just randomly open them to see if on a page if something catches my eye. How about this line from a poem called Private Property? Exhaustion slides from the body through the lips first. Doesn't that intrigue you to want to read more? These poems delve into profound solitude across diverse landscapes from Phnom Penh to New York, exploring themes of immigration, travel, and the enigmatic space between belonging and estrangement. For those of you who like redemption from audacious catastrophe, I've brought The Drift by C.J. Tudor. Hannah fights for survival after a deadly snowstorm traps her and fellow survivors inside a wrecked coach, battling both a mysterious virus and buried secrets. Meg, a former detective, discovers a sinister agenda during an enigmatic journey in a cable car to the Retreat, leading her to question her companions and the true nature of their predicament. Carter, in an abandoned ski chalet, navigates the fragile balance of survival, producing vaccines against a deadly virus in exchange for life's essentials. And unbeknownst to all three of them, these individual threats are mere pieces of a larger puzzle that could spell doom for all of humankind. Raved about by Stephen King, Harlan Coben, Lee Child, and many others, if you like their work, check this out. Wait, there is more. Did you know we have a treasure trove of goodies in our library of things? Today, I've brought our quilting kit. Yes, you heard it right, a quilting kit. Check out our Pinterest page from the Books and More menu for some sweet inspiration. Who's up for a quilting bee? Before I sign off, a massive shout out to our superheroes, the Friends of the Library. Their book sale is a great place to find a last minute gift so you don't show up anywhere empty-handed. Swing by, grab a fantastic tale or two, and support the friends who make so much magic happen here. I also want to personally thank everyone who's continuing to bring donations for the food pantry and the animal shelter. They really appreciate our support, helping everyone stay fed. That's a wrap for this Moral Moment. I'm Clayton Cheever, your guide through the wonders of the library, wishing you and yours the happiest of New Year's. We can't wait to see you at the library. Until next time, keep reading, keep exploring, and keep spreading the good cheer.
Now we'll toss it over to Lucy Scafati with the school news.
I'm Lucy Scafati, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High School news, Kelsey Buscemi from the class of 2023 visited Dr. Crowley's Honors Engineering class to talk about life at WPI. Kelsey spent 3 years in the Technology and Engineering program at NHS and took computer science courses at NHS as well. She is majoring in computer science at WPI. She was also an STSS student here at NHS. Kelsey talked about the path she took to get into WPI and answered some great questions from our current engineering students. Also, in Norwood High news, congrats to Lauren Reen and Angel El-Mukari for being named December Student of the Month. In Coakley Middle School news, students in Christina Serrata's classes are busy working on their projects. They are always interesting, and let's go to her classroom and look at the students working and also check out a final project.
Doesn't that look great? All right, this is Aaron's project, guys, if you guys want to see it. Check it out. It's a projector. What do you guys think?
I like it. Stay tuned for Norwood School News for a look at some more student projects. At the Balch School, students in Mrs. Salvucci's 4th grade class have been getting to know each other a little bit better by sharing a little bit more about themselves and their cultural backgrounds. Students and parents have presented special traditions, stories, books, music, foods, and even taught a little bit of their language and how alphabets can be different in different countries. Students really enjoyed seeing their names written in different languages, sampling traditional foods from each country, and so far they have learned about Peru, Armenia, and Lithuanian cultures. They look forward to more students and families sharing their cultures with them in the new year. At the Callahan School, here are students with their CARES cards and examples of student engagement and work. In Cleveland School News, before the break, the Student Council was hard at work. They collected new and gently used blankets, sheets, and towels for the animal rescue. And they collected holiday cards made by the students of the Cleveland. These cards were given by 2 local nursing homes. Great job by the Student Council. At the Prescott School, the monthly Character Strong Assembly was held last week to honor the recipients of December's Trait of the Month responsibility. Staff looked for students who showed making good choices, being held accountable, and showing responsibility consistently. The winner from grade 5 was Zainab. From grade 4 were Mason and Garrett. From grade 3, Audrey, Andrew, and Smitry. From grade 2 were Isabella, Noah, Skylar, and Maddie. And from grade 1, Martina, Ari, and Wada. And from kindergarten, Catalia. Then they went over the trait of the month for January, empathy. Students learned what it's like to be empathetic towards others. Prescott staff will be on the lookout for this character trait for next month's assembly. Congrats to all of the students of the month. At the Willett, kindergarten students celebrated the new year by creating learning goals for 2024. It sounds like we need to be on the lookout for a lot of bike riding, handstands, and reading this year. Let's hear from some of the students in Colleen Reynolds' class.
Hey Lauren, what do you want to learn this year?
A handstand.
You want to learn how to do a handstand? Can you say Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
Maddie, what do you want to learn this year?
I want to learn how to do a handstand.
Ooh, good luck. Messiah, what do you want to learn this year?
Ride a bicycle.
Ride a bicycle. Good luck, buddy. Julian, what do you want to learn this year?
Help my sister more.
You want to learn to help your sister more? That's a really good goal. Nice job, buddy. Harry, what do you want to learn this year?
To ride my bike.
Ride your bike. Good luck, buddy. Evan, what do you want to learn this year?
To clean my Jordans.
Clean your Jordans. That's a good goal. I like it.
What?
Jackson, what do you want to learn this year?
To be a paleontologist.
A paleontologist. I love it. You're off to a good start. Hey, Victor, what do you want to learn this year?
I learn how to ride a bike.
Ride your bike. Good luck, buddy. Mark, what do you want to learn this year?
A backflip.
You want to learn a backflip, or you want to learn how to do a backflip?
How to do that.
How to do a backflip. Good luck.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Happy 2024.
Do you want to build a snowman? At the Little Mustangs, winter is here. The students were so excited to bring the snow inside. The children got to paint the snow and build a snowman in the sensory table. They practiced their fine motor skills, drawing, painting, and writing their name on snowmen. The children enjoyed listening to stories like Snowmen at Work. The kids even had a pretend snowball fight. LMPA is excited for more winter fun. Well, that's it for school news this week. We appreciate all the teachers who take the time to share their news with us. It helps us provide an inside look at what is happening in our classrooms. Now, let's send it over to Ron Marshalsea with the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. The girls basketball team lost for the first time this season when they hosted Medfield last Friday night, but they took down Millis on Tuesday night, 61-27. Trisha Wachowski, Alexa Corus, and Lauren Reen all had huge games for Norwood, and the game ball went to freshman Lily Cordani. The Mustangs game against Bishop Feehan was supposed to be Wednesday night, but that was postponed until next Thursday, the 18th, at 6:30. The boys basketball team headed to Medfield last Friday night, but couldn't come back home with a win. Norwood did get the win when they traveled to Millis on Tuesday, 78-71. They are now 5-3 on the season with a game coming up on Friday night. The girls hockey team made it back to 500 with a 2-1 win over Medway. Goals were scored by Isla Wilson and Michaela Brown with great defensive play by Molly Roach. The Mustangs are now 4-4 and will be going up against Mansfield at home this Saturday the 13th at 4 o'clock. The boys hockey team with a 3-3 tie against Hopkinton. The Mustangs tied it at 3 with 3 minutes to play and eventually forced overtime. Andrew Gillis notched 2 goals and Owen McDougall got the other, which was his first varsity goal. Anthony Amato had 20 saves between the pipes. The team also hosted Dover Sherborne on Wednesday but lost in the overtime matchup. They will host Bellingham next Wednesday the 17th, puck drop at 5 o'clock. The gymnastics team managed to get revenge over Norton when they traveled there Monday night, coming back with the win 137.7 to 118.9. They are back on the road and are heading to Medfield Friday the 12th at 7:30. Both the girls and boys swim and dive teams went up against Halston Medway Tuesday afternoon. The girls got their first win of the season, 89-70, but the boys could not get the win, but that does not mean they didn't swim well. Freshman Caleb Kwan broke the NHS record in the 200 freestyle, and senior Anthony Kavanaugh was not only one of the athletes of the meet, but also had a great interview on air with NCM commentator Mark Hoover.
Well, welcome, my friend. How are you? And then, exactly, who are you?
Hi, my name is Anthony Kavanaugh. I'm a senior at Norwood High School.
Outstanding, Anthony. Fantastic meet tonight so far.
Yeah, going good.
We were just kind of saying, and I don't know if you can tell kind of where you guys are point-wise.
So,
how do you think the meet is going thus far?
So as of right now, I'm going to say the girls are really close. So we're split. We're not co-ed.
Right.
So the girls they're doing really good right now. They're pretty close. The boys are not doing as good today.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple times we look out there and, just based on numbers alone, right?
Yeah, our team's a little smaller than theirs.
Right.
If they got 3 guys and we have 1 guy, we're losing points just off of that.
Right.
So that's not like the best thing.
Yep. You know, irregardless of kind of like, you know, how the meet itself goes and points and whatnot, what do you take away from, you know, a meet like this, you know, from an individual standpoint in terms of your what you're trying to work on?
Well,
for
I
tonight?
can see if I can like kind of beat my time from the meet before.
Yep.
So I'm feeling good today. I'm doing better than last week. So that's better. By
Right.
Like 0.5 seconds.
Hey, every little bit helps, right?
Yeah. So that's good.
What goes into, now when we got here, I think Thayer was having, they were wrapping up their practice before you guys entered the pool.
Right.
You know, this is a culmination of all the work that you guys put into it, these meets here. Behind the scenes, what are some of the things that you as an athlete have to work on for practice that you try to implement then here at meet time?
I'm sure you'll notice if you're watching them swim, but they do like a very, they do a flip, right?
Yep.
And like the faster that can be, like the faster I can get off the wall.
Right.
And the longer you stay under the water for is like a lot better. It's like, if I can implement that into what I'm doing here, then that really helps me out.
Right. So those might be some individual things you work on during practice.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, you're talking tenths of a second, you know, to make differences between first, second, third, and points and whatnot. You know, the season is still fairly young. You're a couple meets into it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts thus far?
Oh, we're doing good. I feel like we haven't really won yet.
Yeah.
I feel like it's bound to happen one time.
Yep.
And that'll be a nice day. But for like so far, I think everyone's improving each week, and you can definitely see like a nice little improvement.
Yep.
We like shout each other out at the end of the meet, and we'll like say like, this person did this much better than last time.
Right. Not only amongst what, you know, the Norwood divers and swimmers are doing team-wise amongst themselves, but the relationship that you guys have with the other teams. I mean, swimming is a tight community.
Really
Speak
is.
to that. What's it like to be part of this swimming community?
Like we all do the same thing really, and we all kind of understand what we're like. Everyone's kind of united in what we're doing.
Right.
And that kind of builds like a kind of community there.
Yep.
So yeah, especially when we see like other teams. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm like everyone's friendly. Everyone's nice. No one's being, you know,
Right. There is a common bond. I mean, a couple times I've seen that, you know, a Norwood swimmer will finish, and then the Holliston swimmer comes to the wall, and there's a fist bump for your competitor, right? Right then and there, cheering everybody on, you know, regardless of town. You know, as you wrap up the career up here, what are some of the, you know, the best things you're going to take away from swimming for the Mustangs?
It is really just that community. It's like, it's just being nice to everyone you see and making, you know, cheering on the people no matter how they're doing.
Yep.
And like, there's a lot of other stuff going on. Like fun fact. You know, like swimming is actually the best form of cardio you can do to yourself. So like it's
It's so funny you mentioned that because Sarah and I were just talking about this sport, right?
Right.
And this is a sport that one can do till you get up towards my age, you know, right? And the exercise and the work that you put in is just second to none. It is a fantastic exercise.
The crazy part is at the end of every practice, we have an hour and a half practice every day.
Yep.
My watch tracks my caloric loss, and it's always like a crazy high number.
Yeah.
Like I don't exercise at all throughout the normal day. It's like super low.
Yeah.
And then I get home and it's super high.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Stay tuned for the rebroadcast of the swim and dive meet against Holliston that will be on the NCM Community Channel and available on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. The wrestling team had the Whitman-Hanson tournament this week, with the Mustangs taking 7th overall and a lot of place winners. Nate Sue was 2nd at 150, Micah Papadopoulos was 4th at 165, Drew Bartuka placed 2nd at 175, Jared Tinlin placed 3rd at 190, Ben Kelly got 4th at 215, and TJ Wyman placed 1st at 285. Congratulations to this team and these wrestlers who seem to get better and better each and every week. They have a quad meet with Boston Latin, Milton, and Oliver Ames this Saturday the 13th at 10 a.m. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshallsleeve, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
A new episode of Your Town at Work, hosted by Jerry Slater, is now airing on the NCM Community Channel, a show where you learn what makes the town tick. On this episode, Jerry sits down with longest-running Finance Commissioner Judy Langone and current Finance Commission Chair Mayev Bodenhofer. Judy reflects on her 33 years as a commissioner, and Maev discusses the move from school committee to finance commission. Only on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
Early Wednesday morning, Norwood Police and Fire Departments responded to a car almost fully submerged on Upland Road. The Norwood Fire Department Facebook page described the incident. On arrival, crews found one vehicle fully submerged and a single occupant that had self-extricated prior to arrival but was unable to swim and hanging onto a tree. Firefighters quickly deployed a rescue swimmer in a survival suit to remove the person, who was then transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. NCM reached out to Director of Public Works, Mark Ryan, on the flooding situation. He shared a video of DPW crews clearing out the drains and explained that the drain running under Upland Road became clogged with leaves and tree limbs due to the heavy rain earlier that evening. Norwood Police announced Wednesday afternoon that Upland Road was open to traffic. The Board of Selectmen met earlier this week and were joined by contractor Paul McGovern, who proposed the possible new housing unit on 923 to 929 Washington Street.
Good evening, folks. My name is Paul McGovern. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us. This is my colleague Liam Swanton. We are the owners of 923 to 929, two separate properties. 923 is an old derelict commercial building. 926, or the adjacent property is two-family. Once we get the slide up, I can show you guys the properties, but we are looking to do a development project at the property, and we are looking to do a LIP, which requires the support of the town. So we're here to make a presentation this evening of the project. I know I've presented it, mentioned it to some of you guys previously, but just to have a discussion about it and present you the project. So as you can see, 923 to 929 Washington Street in Norwood, and in the background you can see what the proposed property or the proposed development looks like. So I could ask you to move on to the next slide, please. So just about the location, for anybody who's not familiar with it, it's the property next door. It abuts the Honeydew Donut, or Mr. Frank's Food Mart on Washington Street, just straight out the street from here. We believe it's a very accessible location and a suitable location for a project of this type and style. It's adjacent to the new hospital. It will be 0.3 of a mile, 7 minutes walk according to Google Maps. Faster, I'm sure, if you're a quicker walker. 0.6 of a mile from here, from Norwood Centre, so again very walkable to town centre. The nearest commuter train station, as you guys know, is Norwood Central. Again, 0.4 of a mile, 9 minutes walk to it. Moderna is approximately an 8 minutes drive, and with no traffic downtown Boston is a 35 minutes drive away. It's a short distance from Route 1, it's a short distance from 95. We believe, as all of the town of Norwood is, it's a very accessible location. We think that this is a very suitable location in town, walking distance to a lot of big employers, walking distance to a lot of facilities, restaurants, cafes, all of that sort of thing, and obviously the hospital, which will be coming online.
Town Manager Tony Mizuko presented an update on the state's location for temporary shelter for families here in the town of Norwood.
The state, as I mentioned, is consolidating a number of shelters across the state. They have booked one 94 hotel room in Norwood that will be entirely new arrivals who have previously been housed elsewhere, and I'll explain what that means. The state is ending contracts with hotels in other towns, moving folks to a hotel here in Norwood. The state runs 50 or 60 of these sites. They're reducing the overall number of sites, but not reducing the total number of rooms available. We have had about a dozen families in a Norwood hotel. The state, prior to this recent surge, the last 6 or 8 months, had always used hotel rooms in temporary cases for temporary shelter. There had been some here prior to this recent last 6 months or so that the state is also consolidating into, again, this one site, because that site is not managed. It's 12 rooms mixed in with regular hotel business, which the state did for many years, but their needs are apparently grown. We're anticipating this to take...
Can I interrupt you and ask a question?
Yep.
If you know the answer. The state, you said these are people who are already in the program, if you were located somewhere else. being relocated. Why are they relocating? They're disrupting families at whatever school they've gotten into.
I agree with you completely, Mr. Plasko. In our case, you have families locating from a larger hotel to a smaller hotel right down the road after they've gotten settled in. The state is trying to reduce the total number of sites they have. The idea being that, at least what we're hearing from DPH and the other state agencies involved in it, they're trying to reduce the number down so that they can make sure that there's a site manager for each site where they are. If you have 12 families in one hotel and 18 families in another one and 9 in a motel down the road and 20 rooms over here, the state has found it nearly impossible to provide services and coordinate services. On the other end, towns have faced a problem with there's no one to reach at the state because every agency has a little piece of the pie. My understanding is the state's goal is that by having fewer sites, more rooms, they have an entirely managed site. Any case management they're providing, any language services they're providing, it's all at one site. It makes it easier for them to manage. They may have done this from the beginning if they had been able to plan for the beginning, but the numbers just grew and grew and grew and then have grown to a number where the state, even though they're saying they're at capacity, are renting out 8,000 rooms across the Commonwealth.
Thank you.
That being said, I'm not...
Sorry for the interruption, but thank you for the answer.
Please, as many questions as you have, and what I don't know, we will get you answers to, and we'll go in how we're going to let the public know. We don't know everything. We're just interpreting the state and listening to them, and they've worked with us, but we are the little guys, if you will.
The next Board of Selectmen meeting will be on Tuesday, January 23rd. The school committee met Wednesday night at the Savage Center. The committee received an update from Lisa Uglialoro and the HR staff and were notified by moderator Jerry Slater and Mary Lou Folan of the 2024 town meeting dates. The special town meeting begins on Thursday, March 21st, and the annual town meeting will start on Monday, May 13th. Town Clerk Mary Lou Folan also announced that nomination papers for town office and town meeting positions are available and are due in the town's clerk office by February 12th. Dr. Taylor filled in for Dr. Thompson during the superintendent's report and gave updates on the schools in the district, as well as delivered some powerful and important words about the new families that will be moving to Norwood from North Attleboro.
The hot topic of the week. So we are expecting families from North Attleboro. They are currently in the North Attleboro targeted assistance site. They are up to 63 families will be moving to Norwood as a consolidation site at the end of the month. We have been in pretty regular communication with the administration over in North Attleboro. They've given us some preliminary information, so we know that there will be up to 40 students. It's really about 33 as of right now when we parsed out the data today. Students, we're not guaranteed to have all 33 students come here. There's some caveats, like North Attleboro offers free pre-K. We don't. So the pre-K students will stay, most likely will stay in North Attleboro. And just want to make the caveat that things might change. This is the information that we have today. As we get more, we'll share more. And I would just also like to say, as the daughter of Caribbean immigrants, as a first-generation American, from an island very close to both country and island that a number of these students are coming from, I would just want to say that it is a privilege for us to be able to cultivate and share in the journey of the greatness of who they're going to become. And so, as we think about diversity, as we think about inclusion, this makes us richer. If we say that in our 5 C's that we are looking at citizenship and global citizenship, this richness and diversity of community, having exposure to other cultures, gets us where we need to be. That's a core value that we cannot meet if we do not embrace those who are different. And so with that, I ask that everyone be patient with us as we go through the process, and as we get more, we'll be sure to share more. And that is the superintendent's report.
At the end of the meeting, Dave Hiltz announced that he does intend to run for re-election for his seat on the school committee. The committee meets again on January 24th. The Middle School Building Committee met this week to provide a project update on the Coakley Middle School. Lots of progress has been made since November 2023, despite some weather conditions. One of the key milestones achieved was completion of the structural steel construction. Concrete slab has also been placed on both the second and third floors. The Planning Board met this week and were joined by Attorney Brian Almeida, who spoke about the request for a special permit for the installation of 8 signs for 596 Providence Highway, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Board member Ernie Patrikowski made a motion to approve 2 out of the 8 signs. The board also held a discussion of warrant articles for the special town meeting on March 21st. The next planning board meeting will meet Monday, January 22nd. The word is out, and the dancers for the 2024 Dancing with the Norwood Stars have been officially announced. Circle of Hope President Tim McDonough has more.
Hi, I'm Tim McDonough, President of the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation. I'm pleased to announce that the annual Dancing with the Norwood Stars event will take place on Friday, April 12th at the 4 Point Sheraton Tiffany Ballroom. The Dancing with the Stars event is one of our biggest fundraisers of the year, raising money to help people in need in the town of Norwood. This is our 14th dancing event, and because of events like this, the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation has raised over $1 million for Norwood families. This year's dancers are Sean Conley, Dave Dalton, Nina Kelly, Meg Louise O'King, Emma Petrarca, and Sam White. We look forward to another outstanding night at the 4 Points, and we hope to see you there.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're going to leave you with a list of upcoming events being covered by Norwood Community Media. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.